tuning in once we get started. A couple of y'all come in here. What I'm gonna do today is we're working on a, see it right there, 1964 Cadillac dash. All right. The customer brought this thing in right at the kind of like at the last minute, but what he wanted was he wanted it covered. So I've looked at it every which way I can look at it, and I went on and sprayed it because who wants to watch wet glue dry? So I went on, I cleaned it all off, we wiped it all down, and we sealed all the cracks up so they're really smooth, and filled up a few places with Bondo. We did that on the first video. And I sprayed it down real heavy because when you do these dashes, you want a good foundation of glue. And I went on and sprayed it down real good. Sprayed a little piece right here in the center. You can see that. And I let it dry because we're gonna start in the center. And if you look on the dash right, wherever, where'd I put it, Wesley? Anyway, this is it. This mark right here, and right here, I measured from one end to the other. And what happened was I got it in the center. So we just marked that, and I put a little mark of ink on it from a Sharpie. This right here, I made this piece of material. It's 6 foot wide. So what we done was we just put it in the middle at 3 foot. And I'll put a line across there because you need that line up mark whenever you're doing something like this right here. Alright, so this dash right here can get kind of hard, especially if you're taking it and trying to do a one-piece cover with it. And I'm going to try this right here. Sometimes you can do it, sometimes you can't. This is the material. It's bright white. We've been walking around here saying it's mighty white of you. It's mighty white of you. So what we're going to do is we're going to take it. And what it is he's got to come through here, come through here, come through here, go back here. This material right here has to be to go through here and turn and go back here and then flip and go back over here. We talked about that on the first video of going back here. It's going to take a lot of pulling. It's going to take a lot of heat to do it because vinyl won't just stretch. You know, you can stretch it only so far, and that right there is kind of cold. So you can only stretch it so far. So without heat, and so we got a heat gun right here. It's just a Wagner heat gun. We use that on little jobs and stuff like 4-wheeler seats. But right here we have the heat gun 4000. It's hooks up to a propane tank, and
let's turn it around off all
yeah, it's pretty quiet. You see it right there? All right, what we're gonna do is we're gonna turn it around, and Wesley's gonna take the camera, and he does a whole lot better job than I do. So here we go. We're gonna let Wesley take the camera. All right, you see it right there? We use stuff like that right there to heat it up. We don't want to take all day long, especially whenever you got to heat it and stretch it and pull it. I may need some gloves, Wesley. Sometimes this gets really hot and you might need a set of gloves. So to pull it, I may get a pair just to have close by. So I don't know for sure if they fit me. Well, I'll try. These is like work gloves. You know, they say one size fits all. But, my hand did go in there. It's mighty tight, but it did. So I got some gloves. That's in case it gets real, real hot. And what I got to do is I'm gonna line up the marks right here, and I'm gonna start in the middle. So I'm gonna wind up having to fold that back. It's gonna take a little bit of time to let the glue dry. So everything's not real quick, but it should go. Everything ain't quick doing this. This is not a real easy task. So that's me a lineup mark. I made the material a little wider than what I needed. Because once you start on this right here, you can't add to it, so you might as well make it a little bit bigger than what you need. You can always trim it back. All right, so we got our line on there. Now, this has been sprayed. We let it dry. Like I said before, we cleaned it real good. We let it dry. That way, it's not as apt to pull off. We always need the extra heat, so I'm gonna go ahead and cut this heater on. Hope it's not gonna be too loud.
It's lit.
We don't spray glue with that heater on, but it does put out a lot of heat. Because when we spray and glue, we don't want the fumes and stuff to burn, and they will burn and they stink. So they smell kind of strong. So what I'm gonna do is heat this right here up. That's pretty hot right there. I'm going to turn the dash upside down because I can tell more about where I'm at with this. We know that we don't have to go no further than that in the front. Line your mark up like this right here. Alright, so I got it all lined up. I'll take this right here. I'm going to go across the top part first. I'm telling you, covering this right here in one piece is like when you covering it in one piece, you know, I looked at it several ways, and to put the seams and stuff on it, it just looked as though it wouldn't look near as good as if it was covered in one piece. All right, now I had done sprayed that right there and let it sit. Hey, nobody never said, you know, it ain't gonna be easy. So it's not gonna be an easy fix. But I think at the end result, I'm hoping that it's gonna be a really nice looking result. I appreciate that, guys.
Maybe I didn't make them dizzy moving around like that.
Let's down there and cut that heater off, Wes. We do have a big fan. It's a big exhaust fan, and it's drawing a bunch of the smell and heat and stuff out of here. Sometimes it's easier to spray this as you go instead of trying to spray it all at one time. All right, now I told you I'd done sprayed that right there, let it dry. This right here reactivates the glue, makes it easier to stick. All right, so what I'll do is to speed it up, I will spray some air on it. I know it's noisy on the camera, but this right here does dry it quicker. All right, what I'm gonna do is crank this heater back up.
It's lit.
I turned it up on high. All right, so I'm gonna make this. I'm gonna get this material right here really hot. Damn, that's hot. It is hot. So what I'm gonna do is just kind of heat it up a little bit. It needs to be where I can stretch it. Ooh, that is hot. I mean, that's really hot, but it does need to be real hot where you can stretch it. I think I'm gonna turn it back down to number 1. That wasn't feeling too good in my hand. I got it really hot. I'm gonna take and try to stretch it. I'm gonna try to push this down in these grooves right in here to where whenever it comes time for me to pull that material, I have some slack down in here. And you see where all that was wrinkled up? Right in here, you seen that? That's the reason I said that you don't want to spray it. You don't want to spray the whole material at one time, because sometimes it'll stick and really give you a hard time on putting this dash cover on. Now here comes some hard part right in here that's all got to be stuck. I'm gonna heat some of that up and see if I can't a heat gun does good. You can do it with a heat gun, it's just gonna take a whole lot longer. I didn't know that's hot. I ain't lying with you. Hey y'all, it's got to be hot. If it's not really hot, when you go to move this stuff around, it's not gonna work. I'm gonna see if I can't get some of this and pull it this away. Get some slack in it. About as far as I got it right here, westerly. what it is I'm gonna have to turn this back. If you look right here, I didn't spray right in here, so I need to come back and spray it. You know, get a little bit more glue on it right in here where there's no glue. So that don't have to go that far, so I ain't got to spray that much glue on it. Just a little bit. All right, and the reason that I'm spraying it twice is because that glue will pull off of this plastic if it's not really, really stuck to the plastic real good. When you're making pulls like this right here, it's got to be stuck on this plastic right here way more than it looks like it does. And when you're sticking it down like I'm doing right here, I mean, I'm gonna go back and I'm gonna get some tools to push it down in the grooves and stuff with it. It may have some pulls in it, but I mean, it's not going to be like, it's not going to be no wrinkle, but it may have some pulls. Look at this. It may have a few, but no wrinkles. We're trying to avoid. Where I'm at right there, Wesley. Give me your knife. Okay. That cut right there is going to relieve. It's going to relieve some of it. Okay. in this part right here. Alright, I'm gonna heat that right there up. I guess I got it that way. Always look on your back side to see where you're at. That is gonna really have to be full.
Damn heater's working.
The heater's got it going on, don't it? You don't want to burn it, but you really got to have it pretty. You really got to have. Oh, God almighty, no. Woo! Don't make me talk ugly. Please. Let me get that back. That right there is really so hot that I can't, I'm gonna try to push it in like this right here because it's so hot that it don't want to play right. As you go, you just cut off what you don't need. Make sure you don't cut off too much. Alright, I'm gonna come right in here and trim this right here just a little. Okay, so we got that much right there done. That's a lot of stretching, but it does look better than the it looks better than the seam if I'd have cut it. Because I don't. I done took the and made some seams, and I stuck them up there. I looked at it every which way, and it didn't look good. I made some 2 or 3 different seams, and it just did not look like I wanted it to. And I didn't want to have to try this. I didn't want to have to try this right here to make it one piece, because I knew I was going to have to get it extremely hot to do it. I ain't saying take your pliers out of your pocket and do it, but it does have a smooth edge, and that's what I'm looking for. I want to push it down in that groove right here. I could have sewed it, and I was going to sew it, but I just want it to look as good as it possibly can, and this right here is the way to do it without the seams, and make it look as factory as you can do, you know. Alright, I think we're going to have to come to this side. Try to put the plastic down right here to keep the glue off my table. I'm going to say rub over it. Make sure that you ain't got no bubbles or nothing like that right there. Make sure that you got everything down, smooth. Okay, we're going to try this side right here. Try to do it. Another reason for gluing it a little as you go. Most of the time you get one shot to do this. And after that one shot, it's over with. You can you can snatch it all off and start all over. So this right here is gonna, doing it this way, it might take you I'm not sure if it's gonna take you any longer, but for sure it's gonna help you work it a little at a time, because this right here will stick to itself. Hey, I just don't know if I can take that heat and the spray gun at the same time. So we're gonna cut that off. You can easily cut it back on. I want you to notice I'm just going to do this part right here. Then, when I do this side right here, I'm going to go back. I mean, I might spray a little bit of it to go over the edge, but all these guys do speaker boxes, they're thinking, man, I can do that. Okay. A lot of the guys that does your speakers and stuff, I'm sure they do a lot of this. Here you go, Wes. Give me a little bit of glue. Go in there. You need to let that glue dry to a certain, where when you touch it, it feels not that sticky, but just where you can touch it, where it's not like sticky. When you fold this over, this vinyl, when you fold this vinyl over, this glue right here it's just like in the can. It's just like in the can, so you can't dry it. And it's not going, it can't get no air to it to dry it. So you got to let this right here cure out to a certain degree to where it's almost dry. And then that's why they call it a contact cement. Because if you seal it up, I could fold that over and seal it up and then come back tomorrow and it's not going to be dry like it's supposed to. I'm not sure if there's enough air in between that cloth to allow it to dry and cure like it's supposed to. So it's good you got to let that dry to a certain point. While that's going on, while this is drying, we're gonna come down here and we're gonna work on this right here. Show them that right here, Wesley. It was the edge. It's the edge of this right here. So all this right here it's like a sharp edge right here, and then you got all this slack in here. I mean, that's a bunch of slack right in here to pull that out. So we're gonna try to attempt to get it out. If not, I'm gonna have to probably cut it and glue it back together where you can't see it. But to get it this hot, it's gonna have to be really, really hot to get it all out. I don't know for sure if I can do it. That's a lot of slack. That's a lot of slack. But I can cut it and take the slack out, and we got a glue here that I can put that material right back together with, and you can't look at it and tell that it's been took apart. But I would like to make it all one piece if possible. Alright, the way I'm gonna do that is I'm gonna pull it that way, but it's probably gonna try to wrinkle a little bit or a lot. At least this part right here is not seen. The door, the edge of the door has a piece like that covers that right there up, so it's not going to be really seen that much. All right, Wesley. I think we're getting there, but all right, I'm gonna try and we'll see what happens. All right, I'm gonna pull it this away. Try to get that wrinkle out. Woo. Oh, God almighty, that is, whew. Damn, that is hot, y'all. Sorry about that. Make me talk ugly. Good day. All right, here we go. Come right in here. Come right in here. Oh, Lord, have mercy. Got to go forward a little bit more. You look like an old man. Hey, it might look like an old man, but it's one piece, you know, and at least it's not seen that bad. God almighty knows. Man, I'm gonna have some gloves. Nobody likes working gloves. I can't hardly do it. I have to glue it on the back side. Work them right there out. You smell something burning? That's my damn fingers, for real. I ain't lying. Woo, God almighty. Hey, y'all, I'm gonna have to try to, we're just going to work with this right here. We're just going to work with it. At least it's in a low place that's not seen that much. It's just gonna have to be, I'm just gonna have to glue it, pull it, glue it, pull it, glue it. Talk not nice. And alright, it's gonna take some see, you can touch it now. It's not like it's sticky, real sticky. Roll with her, mercy. Damn, that was hot. I ain't lying. Hey, I got thick skin on my hands. It's hot. Maybe I should get something else. You think rubber gloves might help with it?
You might melt them.
Hey, but anyway, this is the process. This is what you got to go through. Not necessarily the way I'm acting, but Lord have mercy. This is the process. I mean, it ain't, like I said from the beginning, this ain't gonna be easy. I knew it. How hot you think it is in here? 70? 80? It ain't 80.
No, it's 70, 75 at the most.
Yeah. So, I mean, in the summer would be really, really nice to do this. Summertime.
Good Georgia heat.
Huh?
Georgia heat.
Yeah. The Georgia heat be great to put this on. With this being mighty white, I don't know if it would actually warm up in the sun too much. What you think?
On a 100-degree day, I think it would surprise you how hot it would get.
I don't know. One good thing is we can heat this up right in here. So and that heats it up quick, so that's a plus. Alright, let's see if I can make it not stick to itself. Another hard part is going to be to roll that back up under itself. Come over here and get this, West. We want everybody to know what you're gonna get into by doing it. What you do is you pull it from the bottom side, like my hand's over here and we're pulling it on this side. When it sticks, you're pretty much stuck, but you can go back. Maybe not right that second, but like go back and snatch it back loose. If you like right here, go back, snatch it loose and start rolling it a little bit at a time from the inside. Like that. Trying to give myself this excess material, like pushing it down in that groove right here as I go. Alright. So I'm right down here at the bitter end. So I'm going to heat this right here up really good before I try to roll it over these curves. We might better turn that plastic right over with. This acting like this might be a fool. Alright, so I'm going to take this right here, roll it on in. I'm going to try to pull this away to give myself some slack to roll this back under that dash. So I'm going to be kind of manipulating this material and giving myself a little bit of slack for trying to one. This damn thing don't want to be friends. Alright, so we got this much right here. And we got I'm going to take this, roll it all the way down to the edge. and I'm gonna cut some of this off because it's in my way. I'm gonna cut some of this excess right here off. Might actually spray that just a little bit. Roll it over. I'm gonna heat that up and go down in them grooves right there. So take some of this off. Before we started, this was folded over the edge right here, but it was lifted up. Like some of these pieces are still down, but we cut a lot of these excess pieces right here off that was still up. Take that glue and spray right around the edge right here. This right here has a panel that goes in here. It's metal. It's a speaker. Hey, thick stuff. It's not like some of this stuff you buy today. It's plastic. I mean, it's really pretty nice stuff. Alright, I'm going to heat this up and work it from the back side right here. See if I can't get down to the end of this narrow part of the dash. This heats it up so much faster right here. Yep, I pulled it hard, y'all. All right, here we go. All right, I created that slack right in here that I'm gonna need to pull this, all this, down in that groove. When you heat this up, this has really got to be hot, more hot than what you would just putting a seat cover on. It's really got to be pretty hot. Like,
Finger burning.
yeah, burning your fingers hot. Just thought y'all like to know that. Almighty knows. Lord, have mercy. He just walked through the door. Don't think my fingers can take it, so I'm gonna take this pin right here and see if I can't work that in. And that right there rough. Even using the pin. Okay. That's got a light or something that goes in there. See if I can't get this out. Look how much I like that is. If I can pull it to the bottom, I don't think the bottom's seeing too much. I think it's all covered up with some molding. Let me see that. I'm gonna have to take some glue and spray up in there from that side. Just getting that out of the way, y'all, where I can do this right here, where I can fold it back and glue it. I'm gonna have to spray some glue right up in there, I do believe. And spray some right up in there. That's where the,
Light goes.
yeah. I think I'll use my knife. That's a new knife. They don't come sharp. I know yours is sharp, Wes.
Well,
Ain't it? Damn, Wes.
I tried to sharpen it a while ago. Well,
Hold on. Let me see.
I didn't come prepared with a sharp knife today.
Hey, y'all. I always need a sharp knife. How about that?
Hair pliers, sharp knife, and a flashlight.
Yeah. I don't even know where my flashlight is. I done lost it. I don't want to cut that too much because I just want it to go down in them. I want it to go down. That I know that relieved it some. Don't you think, Wes?
Oh yeah.
Stick my finger up in there and see if I can tell how far. That is one place right there. I think I might could heat it up and mash it down, but I am gonna squirt some glue up in here. It looks glued, Wesley. It looks it, you know? Alright, so now, this part right here, I'm gonna cut some of this off and give myself some slack right in here. Right about there. I don't want too much slack because I'm thinking that it's going, all this has got to stretch. And as I stick it across the center, then I'll try to stretch it back this way to give myself this slack right here. That is so much needed. That's gonna be hard. They make a 4-way stretch material that you can use on this right here. It's real stretchy, but this right here matches what's inside the truck. See, and I mean the vehicle, the car, the Cadillac.
Excuse me.
This is said, if y'all want some of this pollen, y'all can come on down here to Georgia. We got plenty of it, and it's free. Okay. So that's in the center. We're gonna try to work it back this way by pulling it this way. And then I'll get on that side and see if I can't pull it, because we got a whole bunch to go. One thing I'm gonna do is that right there, we don't need that, that's slack. So that'll give me something to pull with. That's a long ways, Wesley. Lord have mercy. Look at it. Show them how far it's got to go. That's how far it's got to go right there. It don't look like far, maybe, from where you're at. But really, that's a long ways to push that much material. That gap right in there, that's a long ways. So I'm going to try to stretch it from over here and get some of this material and stretch it back this way. Give myself a little bit of slack. And it's gonna have to be hot to do it. Oh, don't come loose now. Oh, gosh. I'll heat it up some more, and we're gonna have that. You didn't have to plate there. And you said, ooh, what did I do? Did I tear it? I don't know if that's gonna do right. That was pretty tight right there. Well, sometimes you gotta pull it back a loose. And really, 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 really pull it, because it's gonna have to be pulled so hard. I can't get that much slack out of it right in there where it was. I don't want to smoke it, but I want it to be really, really, say really again, really, really, really. It's got to be real good.
One more time.
One more time. I don't think it wants to do right, Wesley. Alright, this is what might have to happen. I might have to split it, add some material to it. Especially up under here. It don't want to go that far. So, I'm gonna try to show you. When you run into a problem like this right here, sometimes you got to think out of the box about how to fix it. And here we go. That's out of the box. All right. It lets me know that side right there ain't gonna work neither. See? It's just too much pull. It's not gonna work. So, I'm gonna take this piece right here. anytime you're doing something custom, you just don't know what you're gonna run into. But you need to have a plan when this happens. So this is the plan. I about need a razor blade whistle to cut that straight. My knife's going too, Wesley.
Yeah, we'll have to sharpen all our knives when we get.
The straighter the line, the easier it is to put it back together. Alright. I can usually draw a pretty straight line, but
Excuse.
is my knife not good? I thought it was sharp.
Excuse me.
Let me go get a razor. What is it, the heat getting you, Wesley? That is really stuck. Okay. It don't want to turn loose. That's one good thing. That's kind of straight right there. I'm gonna see how close it fills the gap up. It didn't fill it up right there, Wesley, did it? Let's see if that right there is gonna be good enough. What I'm gonna do is cut this material right here to fit that piece right here, just like that. I believe that tip right there is gonna have to be. A little bit more. I believe I could draw it with a clear piece of plastic and make it just right. And that may be what I do. Maybe we got some clear west somewhere. I get it. I think it's about here. Let's see here. I don't know how good this ink showing up on there, but I think it showed up enough. Okay. Oh, shit. You see that? This mighty white eggy stuff right here. You get ink on it and it don't act right. It started writing, look, Wes. Looks like it might work. I'll cut that off. We'll find out in just a second, won't we, there, Wesley? Okay. We're gonna try to put that piece right there in. Dang, a paper towel was there, Wes? There's some right behind you. This brake cleaner right here, it will take that ink right off. Hey, it won't hurt the material. Where's our, there it is. This right here is just regular CA glue. We're gonna take this CA glue and I'm gonna glue that piece right there in as good as I can anyway. If y'all have ever used CA glue, you know it'll glue that vinyl right back together. I didn't say it was perfect, but it's gonna get me out of this fix that I'm in. Is that gonna work, Wesley? It looks like a damn cow's ass sewed up with a scuppering vine. That's gonna work for darn, does it? Let me see if I can put some right in here. That wasn't laying down, y'all. So we got to, let's see if I can push it down with this. That right there will dry it instantly. We're gonna have to make that right there fit a whole lot better than what it's gonna have to fit a whole lot better than what it's fitting. I need something really sharp to put that in there to where it don't. I've seen that. I've used this right here and put it together where it's whenever I put it together, you can't even see the seam. You can't tell where I stuck it, where I put it together at. That's how close it was. But on this dash, it's wanting to give me a hard time. You remember how to get them, sometimes you got to do to get them pieces to, you know how you got to put a little glue on, I mean some dye on that.
Mm-hmm.
That right there is lifting that up. So. Have I got some of them needle points over there, Wes? You remember them? They look like a real sharp tip. Those on this glue. You remember those?
You talking about maybe?
I'm talking about, they was real sharp. It was like a needle. And they fit over the end of that glue. That's it.
Shit.
I don't know if it needs it on that side right there or not. Maybe. Oh, that's true.
Apparently.
Mm. Alright. Alright, that should dry it real quick. Let me, don't we have a little bit of that dye back here with?
The vinyl dye's right here.
Oh, you got it up there?
Well, there's a white vinyl dye right there. Right behind the silicone spray.
Yeah, that's it.
Don't know how much is in there.
It ain't gonna take much.
Yeah.
Alright, we're gonna try to cover that up a little bit, see what happens. It might take a couple of times to hide it. Thank God it's up under the dash. You know, vinyl dye is real thin, so it's gonna take, sometimes it'll take a couple of going over. Let it dry for a minute and then go back over it again. And that's what we'll do, is go back over it again. It's up under the dash, so you'd actually have to lay in the floorboard to see it. But we do know it's there, don't we? So that's where we're at with it. I'm gonna come right here, split it almost to the edge. He don't know what we're doing. I'm gonna go see what he wants. He's gonna sit there and peck like a woodpecker. What do you want?
Put all your tools back up under the shelter and he's gonna leave early. Which is about 5 something. 5.
All right, y'all. So we're down to this side right here, and the way it looks is I'm gonna probably have to cut it and put a piece in it like that's right here. I'm doing mine. There it is. You can take a Q-tip. Camera's leaning, West, real bad. Pouring the wine. Maybe it's maybe the phone's in there crooked. Like this. Okay. Anyway, you can take a Q-tip. In our case, like, we don't have a lot of glue, but a lot of dye, but we're gonna take and we're gonna dye that. Go over it. It's really close to the dye. The dye matches the color pretty close, so we're just gonna go over it more than once. And The only plus about it is it's up under the dash. It's the only plus is that you'd have to lay down in the car to see it. And I think even though we had to put this piece right here in, and even though that's what I consider a flaw, it looks better. It looks better this way than it does the with the seams and stuff everywhere in it. Because like I said in the first video, this is in your face right here. This whole thing right here. Let's see who it is.
I'm wanting to scrib out in front of somebody.
Hey, you can't never tell. We do lock up the shop and make these videos. Well, people come up here all the time, and to do the video we have to, or somebody will be walking in the door. Every 2 minutes. Did you get run over, Wesley? Trying to make sure this guy that's out here, he helps clean up out in the yard sometimes. And make sure he didn't get run over. We hate that. What you think, Wes?
I haven't seen nobody out there.
You seen nobody?
Billy Joe down there outside. I wonder if they were beeping at her.
You know this ain't gonna stretch for him, though.
We'll have to piece it like the other side.
Yeah. Oh, you know, I'm thinking about piecing it before we get there. Like, go ahead and cut it before we get there. You know what I mean? And put in a piece about that size right there. Okay. I'm gonna see if I can't. I'm gonna see if I can't go ahead and put this piece in. Alright. If I make this line right here straighter. Let's see who it is.
It's Billy Joe.
Is what's going on? You're gonna have to hold up. You've seen me put this stuff together before, haven't you, Wesley? Like without no seams in it. And it just would look good.
They just wanting to fight you today.
Just wanting to fight me the whole way. So I need to make this a little bit bigger than what it is, you know, just a little bit. So it's got to push down in that groove. Like that.
And they come right back to the door.
Huh?
And they're coming right back to the door.
Go ahead, little man. That's my granddaughter, y'all. Want me to look at her car. What'd she say, Wes?
She got mad lips.
Oh, she did, huh?
Yeah. She slammed that door to the building and walked off and got in the car off.
That's the reason I don't make a lot of videos, y'all. It's just... As I glue that right there, Wes, take this Q-tip. And, here you go. Take the Q-tip and dab it as I go. Man, it's in a bad spot.
Sure.
Let me get it close together now. Okay, right where I'm at. Is it doing it? Nothing?
Nothing.
I got to get it from first. It's dry. Ain't it? Alright, go now. Place it right where I got it at. Yep. Okay. So right here. Right here.
How long? I'm trying to get it where they can see what we're doing because they couldn't.
Is it coming apart? Got any on there? Right now.
I don't think there's anything left. I think it's dry.
Right now. I don't know if I put it up that far. Let me get it together. Okay. This is like watching wet paint. I know it is, y'all. Wet paint dry, ain't it, Wesley?
Yeah.
Haven wanted me to go out and look at her car. She didn't understand this.
Billy Joe was telling her, and she slammed that door and got in the car and drove off.
That's what happens sometimes when you spoil them. Alright. Okay. Alright. Okay. We're going to have to learn how to edit, Wes. Because you know people don't want to sit here and go through all this right here.
You're within an hour or two.
There you go. Huh?
We're in an hour or two.
Hour or two?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. This has been an hour right here, ain't it? Touch that. Okay. Take a look. Did I put enough in there, Wes? Hold on. Let me see if I can pull that together. Alright, touch that. It might be done dried where I stuck it. You know what I'm talking about? Okay. Like a dried. See that? Alright. I guess we could have made the thing that fit up under the dash, you know, and covered it. You know what I'm talking about?
Make a panel for it.
Make a panel for it. Okay. Man, stuck my thing. See if I can push that up from the back side, put a little glue in on this side. Okay. Right. Let's heat it up, see what happens. That CA glue, hard to get off of your hand. Can you see it in the
Yeah.
can?
Mm-hmm.
That still ain't gonna work, Wesley. I don't think. That ain't gonna work. It's gonna have a piece custom built for it after we stick it. I don't think that's gonna work.
That's just a lot of pulling right there.
You know, I thought about making that piece to go around here and putting the seam in it, and I said, nope, we ain't gonna do it. That's what you get into, y'all. I mean, it's just, sometimes it's like that. This right here is one of them times.
No, you just melted it.
What?
It melted.
Alright, I'm gonna cut it loose. I'm actually getting it too hot, so. What I had to do is just put a piece in it like I did the other side. Like like this. Take this, cut me another piece, and glue it in the same way. Where's it? Whatever I do with my piece, there it is. Alright, I'm just going to take this piece right here. Take this pin. Mark around it. There's my piece. Just like that. Had to fit in there. Alright, and when I stick it in here, I'm just going to pull it apart a little bit. I'm going to stick it and I'm going to pull it apart just a little bit and I'm going to put the glue in it. I ain't going to do it like I was doing it before. We got some pieces over there with glue on them, Wesley. That's probably just right. I can't see it.
It's right here.
Right here. Okay. Here you go. So we put it upside down. I need a pin. There it is. This has got to be so close right here. Alright, we're going to stick it in here, close as we can possibly get it. We'll pull it open. Wesley, we got our,
You ready?
wait, got that right there on there. I want to go back over it, and with a Q-tip, you got it. That Q-tip. I'm just going to make sure all that right there's down in there like it's supposed to be. Okay. Okay. Spray it. I'll take this, wipe it off. Seal it up. got to go over it a couple of times. You know how the die is. All right, so we'll take and heat this right here up. Right there where it pulls so hard. All right, one more piece right here and we'll do that edge over there and do this edge right here. Hold it right there back, Weston. Got it? Just hold it back. I guess that thing's got a thing in there to hold that down. Right?
Yeah, it did.
It did.
Mm-hmm. I don't know what you want to call it, but there was a piece there that
Sometimes whenever you're folding that over, I always leave one in the middle, like this right here, and I'll take and pull it tight like this. Hold it back around. I guess y'all seen it. Y'all can burn material. I burned it on that bottom right there. You know, there'll be times whenever you run into something like this, and you'll say, "Hey, how'd I get out of it?" And that's, I mean, it's just, you got to have an out. And I'm about out of this guy. Oops. Hey, ain't that something, Wes? We're gonna put this piece right here. I heard somebody do that one time. Oops. And I'm like,
It's never good when you hear oops.
uh, it's never, it's never good. Because you know, something went wrong, didn't it, along the way. I'll put a little glue on it right there. Can you tell what's going on, Lester, from where you're looking?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So what I'm doing is I'm just folding this right here over on this edge right here. I'm just folding it over, and I'm gonna take and I'm gonna take and glue this right here again, and fold this edge right here down and glue it on the back side. So that's what's going on. I just need to roll over and touch that glue. I skip around a little bit to keep from having to wait on one thing to dry. So while that's drying, I might go to something else. That's a brand new razor blade. That jerk, I must have got it somewhere. It wasn't reputable. I should probably do it. Look at there. You see how dull that was? I mean, it's like a saw. Alright. We got that much. We got this piece right here to do. Okay. We got one more piece. This piece right here. Alright, so we got to glue this right in here. It's got to be glued down. Alright, so that's going to take a minute to glue that down, but we got these other pieces like this right here that I just glued. So I'm going to cut some of that off. There's that. This right here can be glued back. This I don't think it's got to be that long, Wesley. About like that. That basically needs a, could use a staple in it, dog glue it. Spray. Took it a minute. Alright, we got 3 more things right here to do. But that's what it's supposed to look like. So all the holes is open.
It went up under the edge.
Alright, so when you cut this dash right here, you want to leave yourself a little bit. You want to leave yourself a little bit of room, so you come back here about 3/4 of an inch. Cut it to about 3/4 of an inch. Cut it. Like that. Then you take your scissors and you cut a Y. 1, 2, that Y. You don't have to cut it all the way to the edge. You can put it, the material will give that much. You don't want to be able to see it in the top where you cut it. This was a rather long video, wasn't it, Weston?
Mm-hmm.
Hmm?
Yep.
Hey y'all, you can't do this stuff overnight. I mean, a lot of people speed the video up and you might not know how long it took. You watch this one, you'll find out. You run into all kind of little odd and end things that you don't think that you run into. If I edited the video, you wouldn't know that I run into that stumble right over there. I could have just showed you. Yeah, I could have just showed you, hey, it's together. I mean, just real quick with the camera and you wouldn't even have known. Them brake parts cleaner, man, works so good. It don't turn the material, none of that stuff. Like that glue right here. See that glue? Right there. Take that glue right off like it ain't nothing. There's some more right there. Bam. Sham wow. Okay. So I'm going to look over the whole thing and make sure that I don't see anything that's really bad out of the ordinary. Okay. Like I said before, the pieces that I had to add to it, I know that was a mistake. I know it was. But the material would not stretch. It wouldn't stretch from over here all the way up under here. So I had to make them adjustments. But it's going to be like this on the car, see? Whenever the car, if somebody's laying with their head in the driver's seat, then they probably shouldn't be driving. But it's like this right here, and that's the way the thing sits, like that. So these pieces right up under here that I put in really ain't gonna be seen. You touch this thing right here, and it is so mighty white of you that it gets everywhere. I mean, your fingerprints, everything. Every time I turn it or touch it, it's all over the place. So sorry about it taking so long, but that's it. That's what it looks like whenever you cover one. I mean, I could sit here and rub on it for a little while, I think, and make it look a little bit better, but take that ink pen, go down in the grooves like that right there. And you can see that I'm actually putting some more detail into it right in there with this pen. I believe I could have covered it custom. I believe I could have covered it, sewed it. I know I could have done it a whole lot easier. Wouldn't have took near as long. If I would have sewed it around here like I was planning on it, like I had talked about in the first, I was gonna sew this. I was gonna sew this. Everything, every time we touch it, I'm telling you, every time I touch it, it's got a place on it. That's how wide it is. But that's it. 1964. 1964 Cadillac. I don't think they made a Coverlay for it back then. But I mean, it takes a while to cover it, you know. I try to do it as fast as I can because we charge a pretty good bit of money out here. Give the customer all he can get. Anyway, thanks everybody for watching. Sorry it took so long. If you don't mind, like and subscribe. If you see something that you think that would help you or something, we get into all kind of odd and end things here. So, thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.